And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Strategic Command World War I, the Call to Arms campaign as the Entente Powers. And the Central Powers are definitely putting up a heavy fight, if not a stiff resistance here. Not everything is going our way. Although enough is going our way that I don't think we're necessarily expecting to lose. Okay, so we get you there. Readjust the trench. And you can just take up that X. There we go. Got a lot of forces here for the British that we'd like. Well, some of it is Belgium that we'd like to heal up. But the British are a bit stretched on various fronts. Oh, that supply-wise has collapsed to the point where we can just destroy it, and that's good. Okay, so we're going to start being able to lay siege to Baghdad soon. Can you really not heal up there? Ow. You can heal up a bit. Back up to at least 7. Don't have the artillery attack, which is really what we need to get going. Oh, it's just going to take too much attrition trying to push through. Over in the Russian sector, it is a primary supply, so there's maybe an argument for trying to get the guys off of it, but I think we're going to be better off serving, pushing towards Trabzon. Okay, nothing in the port. So with that, we've got that location under siege. Yeah, I'm going to start shooting this detachment. Okay, that last blow was a little greedy. Okay, then over here in the defensive Warsaw, we're going to swap you, upgrade you, heal you in place, upgrade you, heal you in place. We did improve the supply situation here, so you were able to heal to full. We tried to bomb the destroyer. Heal you up. Leave recover you. Yeah, I could definitely do... I was trying to do offensive maneuvers. Definitely could do with more artillery. Which the Russians can't afford right now. Maybe have some in the queue already? Nope. We got some bombers. No artillery. Serbians are intact. Well, we do have a very tempting attack there. 1314. There's another sub there. I was trying to make the dash into the port. And then shoot the sub from the port. Which, as you can see, did not work. Did not work at all. Reinforce you. Get the commands operational as much as we can. The battlecruiser isn't going to be useful for fighting subs. Italians... Otherwise, I think that's the Italians, yeah. All the Italian units... No, you're not even dug in. I should get you dug in. Okay, the guys in the back aren't, but that's fine. Okay, I could probably afford to spend money on the French Navy at this point. Otherwise, it's tech for the French. St. George's Channel. Okay, so we got in here somewhere is the German sub. Okay, we found one. That's probably the only one. In range? No. Keep chasing that one then. You're in range. There we go. No luck in doing any damage, but at least we could take the swing there. Oh, that's also one of the reasons the subs are so dangerous. They have some sub upgrades. Okay, so it was sub hit the mines. I was coming out to check to see what had hit my mine with the sub. The answer is another sub. Yes. Okay. I think that's about as good as we're going to do on all the fronts for the moment. We're awaiting technology. The British are going to pick up another artillery. I'm going to get a couple torpedo boats, maybe? Well, I say a couple. We're going to get a torpedo boat as the British. The French don't have enough for an artillery. We did too much reinforcing. But yeah, that's one thing we're going to save up for the French. Get. Oh, actually, I've got all the artillery in the queue, so I can't do an artillery anyway. No, I've got another destroyer. There's the French. Send out to help. Oh, let's for the British. Maybe even the French. I free up a few troops for the French, yes. Getting preparations for Greece. Okay. So we're sending the Marines, both the British and the French Marines, and one of the Kitchener's army guys down to help out in Greece. Although I don't know how we're going to handle trying to land the Ottomans, because we won't have a land connection right away. Well, if I'm trying to do a wider front landing, having more landing ports makes, or more launching ports makes sense. Anyway, the French are still pretty decently rich, so they should invest in something useful. Let's grab production tech, which maybe isn't super useful, but let's grab both ground attacks. This way we can get the French bombers to actually do some de-entrenchment to help with the artillery. Italians... Apparently we haven't taught the Italians how to dig trenches. Well, we taught them one level. They're going to need more one level, so more trenches. Serbians can afford their artillery. Let's pick up the artillery for the Serbians. Next turn we'll pick up artillery weapons, and then we'll be doing like production tech for the rest. Keep the Serbian units as cheap as possible. Although, we'll probably invest in... well, actually, I might do Artillery 1, Artillery 2, one Artillery... Oh, no, we've already... No, we haven't. Yeah, next Artillery 1 it shows up. Russians are decently available resource-wise. Although I probably want to save it for Artillery as the Russians, right? Don't have any in the queue. We're getting pretty close to getting Artillery 1, so we're going to want the Artillery. Artillery costs 300 base. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get artillery this turn. The next turn, we're going to be interested in trying to get more artillery out. Okay, and that's the state of the Americans. They're working on industry, and they're going to keep working on industry. So let's cycle the turn and see where we are, or, well, how the Central Powers respond. Hungary is continuing in Hungary. German REL is boosted, so they're still technically in one of the locations. Greece prepares for war. Huge crowds attend the unveiling of the Iron Hindenburg statue in Berlin. UK gets Trench Warfare 3, Production 1. French get the first fighter development. Trench Warfare hits level 3. Oh, and there's the subs on the transport line to Serbia. Okay. Oh, that's what I screwed up. We're still shipping to Russia, but we're not shipping to Serbia, which is probably actually fine as well, because we apparently don't need it as Serbia. Ottoman Empire sends emissaries to the Senussi. Okay, so that's the partisan points in North Africa are active. I'm surprised they're attacking the Dreadnought over the Destroyer, or attacking the Destroyer over the Dreadnought, but they are. Okay, they still have enough supplies there to reinforce. Question is, will Warsaw hold? I don't have any indication necessarily that the Austro-Hungarian guns are upgraded. So they may not be upgraded. Although I'm pretty sure the German ones are. Oh, no, I think the Austro-Hungarian ones must be. Warsaw may fall. Yeah, there goes Warsaw. Question is, do they have enough mobility to get into it? Or I can shore the garrison back up. Yes. There's another major national morale hit for the Russians. Still playing Hunger to Austria-Hungary. Russian morale falls due to the loss of Warsaw. That does provide a national morale buff to them, although I think it's only the Germans. I think the Austro-Hungarians care. Greece joins the Entente. Welsh miners and railway workers go on strike, affecting output. Nicholas II becomes commander-in-chief of the Russian armed forces. More destroyers for the British. A dreadnought for the French. Go ahead and put that in the Mediterranean. Okay, so situation is not, well, at least for the Russians, it's not great. Everyone else, it's still doing okay. Okay, Serbians, we're gonna reinforce the units that attacked. I think this is the British paying for this, right? Yeah, the British pay for the Greek units. We still definitely want to reinforce the Greek units. As much as we can, at least. Soften that unit up a bit. Good trade 2-2. I don't think I want to do that yet. Let's dig in. Actually facing away from the city, in case they try to counterattack. To break in. Yeah, gonna need to handle a sort of staggered withdrawal here. We're not getting back into Warsaw, at least not until we get artillery advantage. Okay, otherwise the Russians are doing pretty good from a resource standpoint. That doesn't necessarily mean everything's going well, but... Let's grab them artillery. And one of the replacement corps. We can even upgrade it with infantry weapons. Let's do that. Okay, so the Americans can pick up next industry. Get that advancing a bit quicker. Yeah, the Russians are going to be doing defensive motions here. We're going to try to keep them back until we can start to attrit the Germans off, and or pull the Germans to other fronts. Okay, you go to port. Do you have the range to hit that sub? No. You do have the range to hit that one, so take a swing. Okay, more destroyers behind the destroyers. Interesting. Yes, one sub to the bottom. Okay, and that's effectively using the blockade line to blow up some German destroyers. There it is. Not in strike range from there. You are for this guy. Here we go. They'll sub to the bottom. Of course, we still have so many subs out causing problems. Most of the blockading force really can't do anything to them. So it just stays in the blockade line. Okay. That's an Italian destroyer. Let's pull it back into a port to defend itself. Okay, we found a sub, but don't have anything to follow up with against it currently. And yeah, I probably do want to repair that Italian sub, or the Italian destroyer. As much as the Italians are threadbare on resources. And they did learn how to dig trenches better. For the Germans and or the Austro-Hungarians coming knocking. Okay, that's as much as I can do in fighter development. We've actually got enough research going on with the French that I can only spend 65 more. At least until something finishes. No, I think that's good enough. Tempted to go armor. In fact, let's start on armor as the French. It's gonna be a long time before that pays off. Purchase-wise is the British. If I want more Greek forces, I gotta pay for that with the British. The British probably want more artillery. The Belgians can contribute artillery and planes. So there's lots we want to spend. It's the British is kind of the problem. Of course, I haven't done over here, which we should definitely do. Germans should face the right way, so we're not going to do anything there. I'm going to repair Belgian units and the artillery. Purchase-wise, we spent everything for the French, but the French have a corps to replace. Yeah. Oh, actually, I could pick the French corps up. Got just enough for it. But yeah, the French are very much waiting for their artillery to show up. So you've just arrived in port, so we're going to want to heal you next turn, so I should probably save some money for repairs. On the British Navy. Yeah, let's not spend what's left. As tempting as it is to do for research. Oh, no, we're going to spend it. I'm going to spend it on industry, because the industry will pay itself off in the long run. Yeah, let's cycle the turn. See how Central Powers handle the new state of affairs. More grain being lost. German morale boosted by unrestricted naval warfare. Okay, so there's another one somewhere. We've sent one to the bottom, but we haven't got them all. Air trench warfare level 3. Two weapons, one's for the Russians. Yes. Ow. Well, that French corps is gone. We can replace it eventually, but... Yes, come in the mountains where the mountain corps are better. Not that, I would have attacked in that situation, but they do them. I would have attacked the French artillery. Or moved the trench. One of the two. Loss of grain affecting hunger in Austria-Hungary. Central Powers advances to Poland, swings Bulgaria towards the Central Powers. Netherlands towards the Central Powers. Winter must be approaching. Starting to get muddy in the Alps. Gotta be deployed up there, not down there? Yeah, okay. Finnish Corps. Worried a little bit about the situation around the middle there. Okay. Slowly laying siege to Baghdad. Supplies struggle. So we get 2 to 1s there, which isn't very good. You can get upgraded and should get upgraded. To artillery weapon 1. Okay. Moving closer and closer to taking the last national world objective up here in the northeast of the Ottomans. We're going to want to upgrade this artillery piece. Next turn it can start to try to close up the salient here so we can start pushing forward. Probably worth taking those 3-3s. Upgrade the cavalry in case I need to throw them back in. To be fair, because I probably will need to throw them back in at some point very soon. 2-3 we'll take. And then we'll swap, take another 2-3. Upgrade those ones because we can. Heal you. Oh, upgrade the cav there. Guess we need to throw it in. What can I upgrade you with? Heavy bomber. Buffs the demoralization. Makes it a little bit more defensive against bombers. Better to do resource damage. More defensive against aircraft. Okay. If we're going to use that, doesn't seem like a bad plan. You not even dug in. Oh dear. Let's fix that. Okay. That's as it's going to be. That's as it's going to be. Yes, the Italians need to repair their destroyer. Guessed wrong for where the sub is. And right now we've only got the recon bomber that can even attempt to damage it. You have the trenches around the wrong way. Whoops. Get them turned around the right way. Okay, we've taken the hex back, although decent possibility we just lose it again, due to concerted German counterattacks. Researches the French. Hasn't picked up infantry weapons 1 yet. Bit of a shame. Picked up a fighter development. Probably command and control. As the French. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a bad plan. I can't reinforce you or you because you fought this turn. That's fine. Might be up here. Not sure where the subs are, causing us problems. I'm gonna get a port for repairs. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do at all. I was trying to actually move it to the tile there. So I could do the reconnaissance off of that tile next turn. Okay, they're intersected somewhere. There's not many more hexes I could be checking. They're in there somewhere. There we are. Okay. Got our mines put back out again. Anything else I want to do on this turn? Got more ship repairs. But what about in the Mediterranean? We haven't been really doing anything with the British ships in the Mediterranean. That's actually a thing we can do. Let's repair this one. I'll start using it to try to scout the bomber. Oh, we've got these guys coming to Greece. Yeah, we can get them all the way in. Or at least could get that one all the way in. Close enough. There we go. Okay. Purchase-wise, as the UK, we'd like to pick up another torpedo boat to have in sort of the St. George's Channel inner sea area. Research. Infantry weapons would be good. Oh, did I get the things upgraded with artillery weapons? And I can't because we don't have enough supplies. So probably need to actually go on logistics more. We can pay for it. No, we've paid for it already, so I'm just waiting for it to happen. Okay. Let's do some more command and control with the British HQs. Can't afford industry. You can afford more trench, so learn how to keep your guys alive. You need artillery weapons, so those artillery are actually very worthwhile. I suppose production's reasonably cheap for you, so we'll pick that up as well. Russia's got a lot. Although Russia, in some ways, needs a lot. Saving up for... We've got all the Russian artillery pieces in construction. Okay. Pick up the Albanian Corps. That way, if Bulgaria does join in, we'll be ready to sort of jump it and get it crushed real quick. Yeah, let's look at what we're going to do spending-wise. Let's cycle the turn, see what the Central Powers do. Oh, we took some attrition there, which was unexpected. Needs hunger. Prospect of aid from Salonika boosts Serbian national morale. Sanders starts her career in the Serbian army. Breakthrough on trench warfare. Aerial warfare level 1 for the French. Industry tech breakthrough for Russia. A little bit of interdiction on that trade route. Okay. Looks like the lines are holding in most places. Although, some places are getting dangerously close to breakthroughs. Although, if no follow-ups come in, we'll buff that out real quickly with MPP on the next turn. Loss of grain from Galicia leads to hunger in Austria-Hungary. Taunt naval units north of Scotland blockade imports to Germany. The rain has arrived, stopping all my plans of counterattack. Okay, we got a British airship we're going to deploy. Put it back in Aberdeen. New French corps. The mountain one we're going to deploy on the Italian border to go to Italy. Second artillery. Let's deploy down south. And then we'll put the reserves up around where we're currently attacking. First Cavalry Division for Serbia. Okay, that's the deployment for the turn. Let's do a quick look over the graphs before we end this part for YouTube. We're up to 35% casualties on Germany, 22 on Austria-Hungary, and another 10% on the Ottomans. So we're actually inflicting more casualties on the Central Powers than they are on us. They're up to 67% of the casualties. So as much as I'm not super happy about the fall of Warsaw, we're doing pretty well. And again, and mostly in infantry corps. And most of the losses are actually French, as much as it seems like we're doing terribly in the Russian sector. National morale-wise, the British stay at 94%, the French at 92%, I don't know why we've got all this up to 200 here, but the Italians stay at 90%. The Serbians are actually over 100%. They're at 103%. The fall of Warsaw, the Russians are down to 78%. So they are taking a national morale hit to unit morale at this point. I don't think they're taking the second. I think they're just taking the first right now. Americans aren't in the war yet. The Germans are down to 85%. So the Germans should be taking a national morale hit to their troop morale. I think the Austro-Hungarians might actually be low enough to take the second. I think the second's 75. They're at 73. Ottomans are down to 65. I'm pretty sure the Ottomans are taking both. If it's not 75, it's 70. And that's the state of the war national morale-wise. And the Americans are up to 15% towards being in the war. And it is raining in all of the theaters where I really want to be attacking right now. And or we've got a sandstorm doing basically the same thing. Okay, so maybe we're not attacking this turn. Yeah, maybe we're not attacking this turn. It'll be a good turn then to rapidly try to repair our damaged units in preparation for following attacks. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, this is the mid-stream break where I go grab a new cup of tea. So we'll be back after the cup of tea is brewed. And with that, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.